And
Right.
he was doing a small little movie called Red Dawn with John Milius,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So she says, you
I
know what, I'm
read
going to
on Red
call.
Dawn as well, and everyone our age did. It was
Right.
the big movie that was coming out.
I screen tested for that.
Whoa. What
Not
was
only
that?
that,
With John
no,
Milius?
just, well, yes. And what happened was I went in, first of all, Barbara sent me over to Joe. Joe worked with me. I remember going to Malibu, walking on the beach with him, and he's helping me get, teaching me how to act, basically, to be able to handle the lead role that Patrick Swayze would later do. God rest his soul.
Right.
Anyways, so what ended up happening was I get up to the point to where Joe brought me in for the producers. I just, you know how it is. You start climbing the ladder of callbacks, and next thing you know, I'm getting a test option, standing next to Charlie Sheen and Darren Dalton, and we're on a set in MGM, and I think what's his name? John Milius, his directions with me was like, "You're like Clint Eastwood. I want you to just do it like this. Go." Now, this is a scene where I think they call somebody out to split, maybe it's Darren Dalton or it's C. Tommy Howe, whatever, and he
Uh-huh.
says, "Go." That was my big direction. So I go into Freddie Field's office when I hear that it's
Freddie
between me
Fields
and,
is like the head of MGM at that point. Or
right.
producer, yeah.
I hear from Harry that and Joe DeGusta that it's between myself, Nicolas Cage, and Patrick Swayze. Brilliant talent to me. So I remember getting this news, and I went down to MGM, and I remember going into Freddie's office, and I jumped on his table, and I said, "You can't give this role to Nicolas Cage. He's city. He's New York." And he goes,
Not a bad point.
"This is true story." And he goes, "All right, Ken, I'm going to call Milius until he's got 24 hours to make a decision. I'm in favor of you." No kid. This happened. Told Harry this. Harry was like a little leprechaun because he was only about 5 foot. And
Yeah.
he's jumping up and down going, "If I prayed for this, this is what I want." It's kind of like this kind of stuff. So that was the beginnings for me.
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but before we get too far off it, we'll jump forward later.
Oh,
But
yeah,
you
okay.
worked with Lisa. Did you ever talk to Patrick about the whole thing with Red Dawn, or were you guys aware that you were up for all of this stuff together?
Oh, yeah. Buddy hung out in the trailer with us. His nickname was Buddy,
Uh-huh.
Patrick's, and he hung out with us and Lisa.
Lisa and you starred in a TV show, and Lisa was Patrick's wife. So Patrick
Right.
was in your trailer for that
She's his
show, and you
widow.
guys were hanging out.
She was on a show with me called Super Force. Yeah, so he would come and hang out with us, and he was such a great guy, typical kind of like positive actor. We could do this, we could do that, because he had the star power to pull stuff off, right?
Yeah.
And he was very enthusiastic, just a real terrific guy.
It's the Patrick Labyorteaux Show. Patrick Labyorteaux. He's the one you gotta know.